Welcome to Live at 4. Mark is off today. Brady Mallory is filling in. Hi there. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hope you're hungry.
I am. I hear that there's some good food out there.
Yes, the Wisconsin Beef Council, Angie Horkin, is here grilling burgers out on the patio.
Oh, great day for it.
Yeah, so you picked the right day to fill in. That's coming up in just a little while. But topping our news today, opening statements in Kari Sanford's murder trial began this morning, giving us a better idea of what prosecutors think the motive is in this case.
And President Biden visited Buffalo today, calling the shooting attack on Sunday domestic terrorism.
And the first congressional hearing about UFOs in 50 years. Do we have proof of any extraterrestrial activities? We'll have that coming up. But first, let's take a look outside today. Started out sunny, but the clouds have won the battle this afternoon.
Yeah, it's feeling more like May after our brief stint in August last week.
That's true. A couple mild days are ahead. Let's head out to the weather patio. Julian Seawright is watching the weather. Hi, Julian.
Hey, guys, and that's right. We do have a couple mild days ahead of us. But aside from that, today feels a bit more muggier than it did yesterday, especially with the cloud cover not really blanketing much of southern Wisconsin for us. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing for our high for today, it's about 68 degrees. We're normally around 70 around this time of year, so we're close to seasonable. But we are still seeing temperatures around southern Wisconsin into the cooler end of things. See 63 degrees for Platteville with 64 degrees into our friends in Janesville. So many of us here in southern Wisconsin are still holding on to those 60s for today. But we can see that on our radar, we do have some showers just about west of Dane County as of right now. A little bit of a drizzle was popping up just about an hour ago, but now we're still looking at just some pocket showers as we continue throughout the rest of our evening hours. Now, on top of that, we are looking at some cloud cover that's going to continue to develop as we continue throughout the later parts of this evening, but it's starting to thin out in itself as well. But dew points are a bit higher than they were yesterday, so it is just a tad bit muggier outside than we just had 24 hours ago. So even though it is a bit on the muggier side, still feels a bit more like spring and a lot more like May for us. Now, as we take a quick look at our traffic as of right now, well, onto the Beltline. That's where we're starting to see a lot of our slow paces, especially on the eastern side of the Beltline. So eastbound on the Beltline is where we're looking at our slow spots, and over towards Fish Hatch as well as we're getting into the rest of our evening. However, for the interstate, looking still a bit on a different story. A lot of green as we're starting things off for our evening commutes. And here's a look at what we're expecting for getting from point A to point B. Pretty normal in terms of our timing for many of the areas if you're going to be traveling starting around this time. But we'll have much more details of what else to expect for the rest of this week coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. As attorneys present their cases for a jury that will decide his fate, we're learning new information in the homicide trial of Kari Sanford. He's accused of kidnapping and murdering his girlfriend's parents in the UW Arboretum in 2020.
This is all according to prosecutors. On the night of March 30th, cell phone evidence shows a white van driving around the victim's house late at night. Prosecutors plan to prove the driver was Elijah LaRue, who we expect will testify against Sanford.
The DA's office says Sanford later shot Robin Kari in the ear, killing him instantly. Dr. Beth Potter did not suffer the same fate, instead being shot in the head at a downward angle. She didn't die immediately.
Cell phone evidence tracks the van back to the Airbnb that Sanford was staying in at the time, where at 11:30 p.m. video shows the white van pull back into the Airbnb.
Well, sometime later, video shows two men walk outside, making throwing motions toward the woods. Now, in those woods, police later found broken cell phones and mail addressed to Beth Potter.
In opening statements today, prosecutors pointed to tensions between Sanford and his victims as a motive.
Eric Franke joins us with more details about the case against Sanford and how the defense team is countering. Eric?
Brady, Susan, Assistant DA William Brown made his opening statement saying essentially that Sanford hated his girlfriend's parents, so he killed them. Now, again, we can only show you still photos from court, no audio or video recording per judge's orders. Sanford facing 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, party to a crime, and Brown says LaRue, who struck a plea deal last year, as you mentioned, will testify against Sanford in this case. That could be key. Prosecutors say the victim's daughter, who was dating Sanford at the time, was experiencing, quote, problems at home and at school. Now, the defense is saying the evidence will not include a murder weapon here and that Sanford's DNA was not found on shell casings at the scene. Now, the state expects to be done presenting its evidence early next week. The trial scheduled for 9 days. It'll also include testimony from the victim's daughter, Miriam, who was dating Sanford at the time. Susan, Brady.
Eric, thank you. In other news today, President Biden visited grieving families of the Buffalo, New York supermarket shooting victims.
The president called the attack domestic terrorism. Michael George is in Buffalo with more.
White supremacy is a poison. It's a poison.
Speaking in Buffalo Tuesday, President Biden called the supermarket mass shooting a murderous, racist rampage. 10 lives were lost Saturday and 3 people wounded at a Tops grocery store, where police say a white gunman intentionally targeted black people. President Biden also called out the unfounded racist ideology known as replacement theory.
I call on all Americans to reject the lie, and I condemn those who spread the lie for power, political gain, and for profit.
Earlier, the president and first lady paid their respects at a memorial to the victims. They met privately with the families, listening and offering comfort.
Buffalo is hurting.
Denise Alston lost her friend Pearl Young in the attack.
She didn't care who you was, what color skin, what, political issues you shared. She would serve you.
Crime tape still encircles the perimeter of the store, and FBI investigators say they're working as quickly as possible to process the scene so it can reopen. The suspected shooter remains behind bars after pleading not guilty to a preliminary murder charge. Investigators say he scouted targets for months, and officials are now concerned about copycats.
We have been made aware of many social media posts going around with possible threats.
President Biden says the U.S. has to get assault weapons off the streets and tackle internet radicalization. Michael George, CBS News, Buffalo, New York.
UW Health broke ground on a new state-of-the-art ambulatory facility on Madison's east side today. UW Health's new East Park Medical Center is a nearly 500,000 square foot facility slated to open in 2024. UW says East Park will have cutting-edge treatment options and a coordinated care experience that will allow patients to see multiple providers during a single visit rather than making multiple return visits.
This is a big deal. And not because of its size or its cost. It's a big deal because what it'll mean for our patients locally throughout Wisconsin and Northern Illinois and even throughout the country. East Park is so much more than just a building.
The medical center will house a number of adult specialty clinics, adult cancer care, women's specialty care, advanced imaging, and laboratory services.
The woman who will become the 30th chancellor at UW-Madison spoke to the media for the first time today. Jennifer Mnookin responded to criticism from some in the state legislature during her first media availability today. Dr. Mnookin addressed a comment by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos that she is a proponent of critical race theory.
I am a big believer in a big tent approach to ideas in a university. I think that freedom of speech is incredibly important, and we need to create spaces for ideas of all different kinds to be part of the dialogue. And I think those ideas do include critical race theory, sure, and lots of other ideas too. And part of how we move forward is through those conversations and dialogues.
The vice president of the Board of Regents says Mnookin was chosen unanimously by the board, independent of the board's political leanings.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is touting the benefits Madison will see from the bipartisan federal infrastructure bill this afternoon. She says that funding will be critical in getting a bus rapid transit system up and running here in Madison. Those funds will allow the city to buy 46 new electric buses without having to spend a dime in local money.
Other federal funding will help us build out the BRT system, revamp our bus facilities, and install charging stations for our electric fleet. I'm grateful to President Biden, Secretary Buttigieg, Senator Baldwin, and Representative Pocan for helping Madison to move quickly to implement a fully electric bus rapid transit system.
The mayor says those buses will help the city save more than $125,000 per vehicle in maintenance costs and save nearly 250,000 gallons in fuel every year.
A Dane County Circuit Court heard oral arguments this afternoon about alleged election violations by the city of Madison. Attorneys for the Thomas More Society presented arguments today representing a group of Wisconsin voters. They say the city accepted private money to run an absentee ballot drop box program. The Wisconsin Elections Commission has dismissed that claim.
Are UFOs real? Well, that's a question a congressional committee discussed today. It's the first hearing on UFOs in 50 years. A U.S. Navy ship captured the video of blinking triangles in the night sky. Now, for years, it was categorized as an unidentified aerial phenomena, or a UAP. Later, a similar image was caught off another coast. This is one of hundreds of UAPs a new Pentagon task force is investigating.
Since the early 2000s, we have seen an increasing number of unauthorized and/or unidentified aircraft or objects in military-controlled training areas and training ranges and other designated airspace. Reports of sightings are frequent and continuing.
There's still no government confirmation of extraterrestrial life, but Pentagon officials admit there are no easy explanations. After the public hearing, the witness and lawmakers met behind closed doors to discuss more sensitive national security issues.
The longest and bloodiest battle of the war in Ukraine is coming to an end. Newly released video appears to show wounded Ukrainian troops being carried from the bombed-out steel plant in Mariupol on stretchers. Ukraine's last defenders in the besieged port city have endured relentless strikes from Russian forces for more than 2 weeks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says they helped gain critically important time to help the country regroup and receive aid from allies.
Mr. Putin is striving to create a world in which power is for the strong state, but not the small. He will not succeed. He must not succeed.
Yesterday, U.S. senators voted to begin considering a nearly $40 billion aid package for Ukraine. The Biden administration says they need to vote by Thursday. That's when the funds they've already promised will run out. President Biden will meet with Sweden's prime minister and Finland's president on Thursday to discuss their applications for NATO and European security.
Today, voters across 5 states will be casting their ballots in closely watched primary elections. In Pennsylvania, all eyes are on the Senate and governor's races. Former President Trump's pick in the Republican Senate primary, Dr. Mehmet Oz, is locked in a tight 3-way race. Voters will finalize the general election match up in the battleground Senate race in North Carolina. Voters are also going to the polls in Idaho, Kentucky, and Oregon.
We'll have the latest for you tonight at 10. Coming up next on Live at 4, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is out on the weather patio.
Ooh, and the weather is finally agreeing with us, so we're going outside to make some burgers. Stay with us for some delectable recipes up next.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
How do you use your energy? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows. We've done the runaround.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different. The experts guided us through every step of their no-pressure process.
We really loved their educational approach. Next Door and Window helped us understand what was right for us.
They have a totally different approach to doors and windows. They made the window and door replacement process simple.
Call 844-600-NEXT to get 50% off your installation.
When you drive a Honda, the adventures go on and on. your adventures with the rugged power of Honda. The brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Violent and destructive riots in Kenosha, the Waukesha Christmas Parade tragedy, record-high homicides in Milwaukee, from defunding our police to releasing violent felons with low or no bail. Liberal Democrats have created the worst crime wave in decades. Senator Ron Johnson is standing with our brave law enforcement officers to keep Wisconsin families safe, and he wants to keep violent criminals behind bars where they belong.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
My dad told me he's back into old hobbies, but it looks like he's picked up new habits for his type 2 diabetes, too.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Well, a job that pays more than $100,000 a year, and would you believe? It's at Walmart, apparently.
That's right. Walmart is trying out a new program. It's called College to Career. About 1,000 Walmart employees who currently work there or who are recent college grads can get extra classroom training along with hands-on experience. And then the top performers will get a newly created management position called Emerging Coach with starting pay of $65,000 a year and an opportunity to earn close to $200,000 within 2 years. The company also just raised its pay for long-haul truckers and has offered to cover 100% of college tuition for its workforce.
A baby formula manufacturing plant, which has been closed for months now, may soon be up and running again. The FDA gave Abbott the green light to reopen its baby formula plant, which has been closed since February due to safety concerns. The FDA must first approve some safety changes before Abbott resumes operations. The company believes the plant can be up and running within 2 weeks, but it'll be another 6 to 8 weeks before formula hits store shelves.
Stocks pushed higher today, buoyed by a rally in tech shares as all three indexes clawed back from intense selling last week. The Dow closed up 430 points, the Nasdaq was up 321, and the S&P gained 80.
Well, even though it's a little bit cloudy out, there's nothing like the smell of juicy burgers on the grill on a summer day, huh?
Oh, the entire newsroom is going to be gathering out on the patio. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is with us today. Hi, Angie.
Wow.
It smells great out here.
I know. I've got some fun recipes.
Okay, what is the secret to a perfect burger?
Well, like I told you, I think just not having your grill too hot. Be patient. I like to grill burgers on low, even maybe a medium low, but I use a higher fat content ground beef too. So I just buy a 80-20 ground beef. I don't spend the extra money on a real lean ground beef because on the grill you're going to lose a lot of those juices through your grill grates. So
that's a good point.
It keeps it nice and juicy. I try to not leave the grill too because with that extra fat you might have some flare-ups, so keep an eye on it, but keep it low, and then use your meat thermometer. So invest in an Insta-Read meat thermometer if you don't have one. I always use it when I'm grilling because I feel like I have less control on the grill than my oven. And then you want to bring all ground meats up to 160 degrees.
Okay.
So one thing
what
to
did
think
you
about
make today?
Okay, so I have, first off, let's do this one. It's a mushroom Merlot burger.
Oh,
so
fancy.
I grilled portobello mushroom caps the same time as my beef patty, and I put them on the bottom. And I've got these really fun brioche buns that I grilled too. One lettuce leaf, like a romaine lettuce leaf. And then in the patty, I have salt and pepper and fresh parsley, just for a little extra flavor. It's nice to add fresh herbs to your patties because you're not adding fat, you're just adding flavor. So then I went ahead and I made a Merlot reduction. So a cup of Merlot, a little bit of beef stock, some shallots, some fresh thyme, a little garlic, and kind of reduce this a little bit, thicken it a little bit. You can add a little butter and flour at the end to make it thick. And it seems like a little different for this beef burger, but it's really good. It's a little sweet. And then we're gonna add a little tang with some goat cheese.
This is an interesting combination.
I know.
I would have never thought of this.
This is it's kind of like a flavor explosion in your mouth. Because you've got that great beef patty and the mushroom, but then you've got that tangy goat cheese, but then the hot, kind of warm, sweet Merlot sauce. It's really, really good. Give it a try.
Great if you have some red wine in the fridge that you need to use.
And it only takes a cup, so maybe if you
some
want
for
to have
the cook,
a glass.
some for the burger.
Exactly. So my second recipe, I just did some sliders, and I'm going to put them on some Bib or butter lettuce.
Low carb.
Low carb. And then this is called an Italian smash burger, Napoleon, kind of a funky name, but it's gonna have a lot of flavor too. I'm gonna use this. So then I just got some great ricotta. So I'm gonna actually put ricotta in the middle of my sliders. I'm gonna top these with 2 more little sliders.
You know, this kind of shows me that, you know, you can make a great burger with about anything in your fridge if you have some ingredients.
You kind of can. If you have ingredients you want to use, go to beeftips.com, use that search button, and type in your ingredients in burger and see what comes up.
They have really good flavor profiles.
Yeah, exactly.
So then the recipe has a homemade spinach pesto that you can make right in the food processor. Spinach, some fresh lemon juice, a little almond.
Oh, that couldn't be healthier.
And then, okay, this is kind of fun. It's a little different. So it's a jerky chutney. So it's almost like a homemade marmalade. I've never done that before, but it was really easy. I did red onion and some shallots and kind of browned them up, a little bit of oil, some brown sugar, some sherry, cooking sherry, and then you put your beef jerky in at the end.
Just the beef jerky you buy at the store? You cut it up in
and I
small
chopped
pieces?
it up. It's sweet. It's like a marmalade kind of chutney.
Does it make the jerky a little less tough when it?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is cold because I made it ahead of time, but if you do it hot, for sure, and then I, of course, nibbled on it while I was making it.
That's always the best part.
It was good. So yeah, an Italian smash burger, mushroom Merlot burgers. Beeftips.com is our Wisconsin Beef Council website. Click on As Seen on TV. You'll find these plus hundreds and hundreds of other great recipes there. We've got all of our burger information featured this month.
You should enter the information, and then we'll make a Brady burger.
Okay.
The next, we'll see what you came up with.
That'll be fun.
We could do that.
Yes. Thank you, Angie. Good to see you.
You too.
Well, let's see. What's coming up next?
At 4, we'll hear the story of Tiny Tim the tortoise. He ran away from home, but incredibly found his way back after almost a year. You'll want to stick around for this story up next.
Thank goodness you're here, Brady. Thank you.
Bob's Discount now goes further than ever with my new 60-month financing option. Just in time, too, because this Memorial Day weekend, we're celebrating the grand opening of my 9 new Bob's Discount furniture stores across the country, bringing more people the power of Bob's Discount on furniture, mattresses, and more. Like my 5-piece Scarlet Outdoor Sectional, weather-resistant, wicker, and cover included, only $19.99, or $43 per month for 60 months, totaling $25.43. So come celebrate the grand opening of our 9 new stores this Memorial Day weekend.
No matter who you are, being yourself can be tough when you have severe asthma. Triggers can pop up out of nowhere, causing inflammation that can lead to asthma attacks. But no matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help. Tespire is a new add-on treatment for people 12 and over that proactively reduces inflammation, which means you could have fewer attacks, breathe better, and relieve your asthma symptoms. So you can be you, whoever you are. Tespire is not a rescue medication. Don't take Tespire if you're allergic to it. Allergic reactions like rash or an eye allergy can happen. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Sore throat, joint, and back pain may occur. Avoid live vaccines. By helping control your asthma, Tespire can help you be you. No matter who you are, ask your asthma specialist about Tespire today.
Are you overloaded with debt? 13 may be your lucky number. No interest Chapter 13 debt repayment. Protect your assets, pay your debts, get a lower payment that you can afford. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 13 repayment plans start at only $275 a month. To see if you qualify, on your phone, from your home, statewide, call now or visit us online. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served. no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73. And even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably serve and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Year 4 begins. It's a time of change and a chance for glory as Harry is tested to his limits in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in concert. Be Enchanted as a live symphony orchestra performs Patrick Doyle's unforgettable score with the full movie on the big screen. Don't miss this magical live concert event, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in concert.
Well, take a look at this. Johnny Cash is making a big splash long after his death. Police in Kingsland, Arkansas, the birthplace of the famous musician, say a water tower bearing his silhouette was the victim of some gunfire, some vandalism, which resulted in the man in the black springing a leak. The vandalism is costing the town thousands in lost water and repairs. Police say they already have leads in what could be a serious felony charge. So whoever did it, what is happening? Oh, there you go. You're in hot water now, is what I meant to say.
Or a ring of fire, who knows?
Yes, exactly.
Here's the thing that a lot of people are talking about. Taco Bell is bringing back the Mexican pizza after a 2-year absence from the menu. Are you excited about this? Well, Taco Bell CEO Mark King says its Mexican pizza has a long history with the fast food chain and customers, and they've been calling for its return. Fans can get it today and tomorrow through an offer on the Taco Bell app. It will be fully available on Thursday. Taco Bell is also joining forces with legendary singer-songwriter Dolly Parton for a musical inspired by the Mexican pizza that will make its debut on TikTok later this month. It's real.
I know, and I know somebody who'll be watching for that.
Yeah. She's a big fan of the Mexican pizza. I think we can give her credit for everything, including this.
Yes.
Dolly Parton's just doing a lot, isn't she?
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
What a trailblazer.
Oof. So it's not too bad outside. It's still mild, a little cloudy though, and we're going to get some rain on top of it?
Yeah, we are looking for some wet-like weather on the way, and we're going to dive into that, folks, because all the nice weather is not going to last forever. We'll get into the first one forecast coming up after the break.
When you decide it's time to look at replacing your gutters, you have options. There are a number of replacement gutter systems on the market. Hi, Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has spent lots of time looking at the best one on the market, and we found it, Gutter Shutter. Gutter Shutter sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty with thicker aluminum, wider gutter size, and it's available in 18 beautiful colors. Best of all, Gutter Shutter is 100% made in the USA and guaranteed for as long as your home is standing. My team is dedicated to provide what we like to call the Larson experience. From your first call until well after the job is done, you will be treated like you're part of the Larson family. Please check out our Google reviews and see what customers have to say about us. We'd love to show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get up to $1,000 off, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
The world is full of make or break moments, especially if you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and a high risk for fracture. It's time to make your move to help reduce your risk of fracture with Prolia. Only Prolia is proven to help strengthen and protect bones from fracture with one shot every 6 months.
Do not take Prolia if you have low blood calcium, are pregnant, are allergic to it, or take Xgeva. Serious allergic reactions like low blood pressure, trouble breathing, throat tightness, face, lip, or tongue swelling, rash, itching, or hives have happened. Tell your doctor about dental problems, as severe jawbone problems may happen, or new or unusual pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred. Speak to your doctor before stopping, skipping, or delaying Prolia, as spine and other bone fractures have occurred. Prolia can cause serious side effects like low blood calcium, serious infections, which could need hospitalization, skin problems, and severe bone, joint, or muscle pain.
Don't wait for a break. Call your doctor now and ask how Prolia can help you.
I'm Alex Lasry, a Democrat running to beat Senator Ron Johnson.
And I'm Lauren Lasry, and this is our daughter Eleanor.
I know Alex will always fight for working families.
To get more money in the pockets of working people and lower costs.
By making paid leave available and healthcare more affordable.
And I'll always be a relentless supporter of a woman's right to choose.
Especially now. Alex is exactly the kind of ally Tammy Baldwin needs in the Senate.
So I approve this message because we have to do better than having Ron Johnson as our senator.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, it's unfortunate that our Tuesday doesn't feel as good as our Monday did, but we are still holding on to some milder temperatures that feel a bit more like spring, even though it is a bit muggier as well. Cloud cover is blanketing our skies, but it's starting to thin out as we continue throughout our evening. But we're going to be looking at cloud cover throughout the later part of our evening hours until we get into our Wednesday, late Wednesday. Until then, folks, we're going to be seeing some clouds and even some showers that are going to be on the way for us. And we've already seen some showers here in southern Wisconsin earlier this afternoon. As we can see, it was mainly just south of Dane County, but we did see some drizzle in just the southeastern portions and southwestern portions, actually, of our area. But as we go in throughout the rest of this evening, we're going to be mainly dry around Madison, but we are going to start to see some more showers starting to build up as we get into the rest of tonight, transitioning into our early Wednesday morning. Now, we are starting to see some of these showers popping in from this low pressure system that's coming in across the Great Plains, which is already bringing some showers and even some storms over into our friends in Iowa. And that's going to start to continue to flutter itself into southern Wisconsin as we continue throughout the rest of our nights going into our Wednesday. So here's how we're going to time things out for us. Later this evening, again, it's mainly going to be south of Dane County. We're going to start to see some showers and potentially even a thunderstorm start to pop up for us later into this evening. But going into tonight, not a whole lot of activity until the overnight hours, but we'll start to see a bit more of a system coming in from the north, which will bring in some showers that will really start to impact mainly areas just north of Madison. But we could still see some showers overnights that will go into our early morning hours as well. So you still might need some rain gear, especially if you're going to be traveling just north of Dane County going into our Wednesday morning. But by the noon hour, we'll start to see that clear up for us, even though cloud cover will stick around just for a little longer before we start to see some clearing going into our Wednesday evening, where it's going to be pretty cool for us. 60s, open sky, and as we go into our Wednesday nights, well, folks, we're not going to be looking at much in terms of activity. Transitioning into our Thursday morning, we'll start to see a bit more cooler temperatures to start off, and that's going to start to be more mild by the time we get into our Thursday afternoon. And then Thursday nights, we're looking at another round and starting to see some showers on the way for us. But until then, we're not looking at a whole lot of rain for us, but some areas, especially where thunderstorms might pop off, we'll be looking at a bit more of some rain totals for them, especially areas just about into the northwest of Dane County and here in southern Wisconsin. But aside from Wednesday, we are looking at a couple more shots of seeing some showers for us overnight from Thursday into our Friday, and even kicking off our weekend as well. We could potentially start to see some showers to start the weekend hours. But aside from that, we're going to be looking at some showers for tonight into our Wednesday morning. Temperatures are going to be back mild for the back end of our work week. And we're going to start to see just a bit more of those temperatures really hanging in to some cooler side as we go into the weekend as well. A much cooler start to our weekend with 57 to 58, and then even for next week, we're really going to start to see those 60s stick around for us. We do have a couple chances of seeing a bit more wet weather, especially for Saturday. But aside from that, not a whole lot of issues and not a whole lot of thunderstorms that look to rain on our parade. But it will be on the cooler side, so we might not want to put away the light jackets just yet, guys, because our spring still just can't find its identity. No.
That's a good way to put it.
Cool or hot, I don't know. It's all over the place still for us.
What a mess.
I know. It's a beautiful mess, though.
Yeah, true.
Got to be optimistic.
You do. Thanks, Julian. Well, we all know why the chicken crossed the road, but how about a reptile in Ohio?
A turtle in Avon Lake left his home and was gone for more than a half of a year before returning to his owners.
Jordan Vanderberg tells us about the sweet reunion more than 200 days in the making.
Meet Tiny Tim. If nothing else, know this. He has places to go and things to see. So get the out of his way. He's not yet a teenager, but a rebellious reptile.
It's a little traveler. He loves going everywhere.
All the same.
There's always somewhere else he's got to be.
Vanessa Baker met Tiny Tim on her 4th birthday. and together they've celebrated every birthday since.
Well, now he's the size of my 15-year-old hand, so.
It didn't take Tiny Tim long to become a member of the family.
Most people that know me know I have a tortoise.
Despite doing everything he could to walk away from them.
All 10 years that we've had him, he's like, been trying to get out of there.
One day last fall, after years of planning and plotting, Tiny Tim made his move.
Who loses a turtle?
There was a pint-sized hole in his outdoor enclosure. This was his moment. This was his shell shank.
With a lost dog, there's kind of a protocol with that. With a lost tortoise, it's all about who lives near us.
The family posted to Facebook and posted his mugshot on flyers.
This was out all over the neighborhood.
Weeks went by, then months. Winter came, winter left, and Tiny Tim was 3 shells to the wind.
Didn't hear anybody seeing him or anything, so it's kind of lost hope for sure.
We didn't think we'd find him, really, because it was winter and snow and everything.
Snow eventually gave way to spring. And 223 days after his great escape, the 4-legged fugitive passed by the home of Clayton Johnson.
He was moving pretty fast for a tortoise.
Clayton isn't just any 12-year-old. The future herpetologist,
I'm a reptile enthusiast,
knew without a doubt that Tiny Tim belonged to someone. The Bakers were shell-shocked.
Right when he posted it, within 5 minutes, several people are calling us.
Somehow he made it across there, and then he ended up by the school over there.
In 7 months, Tiny Tim made it about a mile, played Frogger in traffic, and was looking for love in all the wrong places.
It was just really heartwarming. I've never really had an experience like this, so it was really nice to get him back to where it belongs.
The Bakers are beyond grateful for Clayton's keen eye, and now know they can't let Tiny Tim out of their sights again.
And he'll try to scratch your hands.
Russian tortoises can live up to 50 years, giving Tiny Tim plenty of time to try again.
He's always going places.
The Bakers say Tiny Tim was unscathed and healthy when he came back.
To tell you the truth, I'm impressed that he made it so far.
Yeah, I am too. We like a happy ending, and we certainly do.
Coming up next on Live at 4, Consumer Reports helps your car get to 200,000 miles or helps you shop for one that will.
And then coming up next hour at 5, we'll have updates from the Milwaukee Police Department about the shootings Friday night. That's coming up at 5.
Create an attractive outdoor space this season with 11% off Menards' great selection of concrete landscape block. Whether it's flawless landscaping, a spacious patio, or a sturdy retaining wall, there's no limit to what you can create. Right now, save on everything you need to update your home. Classic patio blocks are just 99 cents each after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform?
Thirsty for change?
Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win. Yes! Yes! At 5, Brandy will stream her first concert and gain her first band. Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on. After all, we're the nationwide network built by locals for locals. U.S. Cellular.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. You can already have it and not know it. If you have chronic kidney disease, your kidney health could depend on what you do today. Farxiga is a pill that works in the kidneys to help slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis. Take aim at chronic kidney disease by talking to your doctor and asking about Farxiga. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga. At McGann Furniture,
Furniture in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. And remember, at McGann, we don't raise our prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo.
Tonight at 5, opening arguments from the trial of the man accused of killing a doctor and her husband in the UW Arboretum 2 years ago. We'll have a full report.
Showers will move through southern Wisconsin tonight and tomorrow morning. As winds shift to the south and southwest, we'll get some sunshine at times on Thursday, and temperatures will bounce back into the upper 70s. I'll let you know how long the mild weather will last at 5.
And ahead at 6, the Wisconsin GOP voices its disappointment in the selection of the new UW-Madison chancellor, why they think it's a bad hire. That's coming up tonight at 6.
We're spinning the weather satellite around today. Here's a live picture from St. Louis.
Looks like they have a little bit of sun out there.
Yeah, warmer than us. 83 degrees there. That's where the warm weather is.
I hope they're cooking some burgers.
Yeah, I love that shot. Well, taking care of and holding on to a reliable car rather than buying or leasing a new one every few years is a very smart financial move, especially now with the high price of new and used cars.
Consumer Reports has some advice to capitalize on this thrifty trend to get your car at 200,000 miles or beyond. Here's Leah Linscheid.
It's a milestone people will always remember, reaching 100, 200, even 300,000 miles with their car.
Yeah, I think I may have been in my driveway or something like that. I think I took a picture of the odometer.
It's not just a point of pride crossing 200,000 miles. It's also a money saver because you're not buying a new car.
I've got a diesel Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is unusual, and I've got 165,000 on that. We also have a Toyota Sienna, and that's got 205,000 on it.
So, what's the secret to helping your car go the distance?
Stay on top of problems and follow the maintenance schedule for your car. Don't delay routine oil and filter changes, belt replacements, or tire rotations.
But how often you should service your car can vary depending on climate and other factors. If you live where weather is extreme or drive in lots of traffic, shorter service intervals may be necessary. The owner's manual makes this clear. NCR says don't cheap out.
Make sure to buy genuine parts like belts and hoses from name brand suppliers. You don't have to buy from the dealer. Just make sure you're getting quality parts.
Using the wrong oil or transmission fluid could wreak havoc on your car or even void your warranty. Looking to reach 200,000 miles with your next car? Start with a vehicle that has a proven track record of rock-solid reliability. Every year, Consumer Reports surveys its members, and from hundreds of thousands of responses, identifies the most reliable, problem-free vehicles that can go 200,000 miles or more with proper care.
If you're looking for a new car that will take you beyond 200,000 miles, our data shows you can't go wrong with a Toyota Camry, a Toyota Prius, or Honda Accord.
Those are good options as used cars, as are the Honda Civic, Mazda 3, Nissan Altima, and Subaru Legacy. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Linscheid.
Another tip from Consumer Reports is to never ignore the service indicator lights.
Oh, that's a very good tip. And if you're stumped by what they mean, check your car's owner's manual. I've done that a time or two.
Yeah, well, they're all different. One never knows.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Live at 4, it's our weekly checkup with UW Health's Dr. Potoff.
We'll talk to Dr. Potoff about boosters for children and all things COVID when Live at 4 continues.
Aspercream Arthritis, full prescription strength, reduces inflammation. Don't touch my piano. Kick pain in the Aspercream.
I'm Sarah Godlewski. I'm at the Supreme Court where it looks like Ron Johnson is going to get exactly what he wants. Overturning Roe v. Wade, reinstating Wisconsin's cruel abortion ban, and putting doctors in jail. But that's not what Wisconsinites want. We don't want politicians making healthcare choices for women. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and I approve this message because as your senator, I will never sit by and allow our rights to be stripped away. Join me. Let's fight back and defeat Ron Johnson.
Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Keep your phone and number with the same great coverage as the big carriers. Escape to a no-contract $20 a month plan with talk, text, and data. It's easy to connect. With our award-winning customer support team, no sleight of hand is required. Call, go online, or visit Target to get your new SIM card or phone today.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
My sister's managing a lot, including her type 2 diabetes, but she's found new ways to stay on top of it all.
Once weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C, and it can help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
And a quick update on our traffic. As of right now, along the Beltline, we are starting to see some real slow spots, especially on the ramps that are going to be entering into the Beltline as well from Fish Hatchery as well. So if you can, definitely try to find another alternate route for this evening because we are looking at some real slow traffic spots as we continue throughout the rest of our evening. And for the interstate, a completely different story still. Looking at all green as we're getting things rolling for the rest of our evening. That's going to do it for our traffic update. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. Well, parents-to-be struggling to come up with names for their upcoming bundles of joy have something to think about. Liam for a boy and Olivia for a girl. At least those were the two most popular names in 2021, according to the U.S. Social Security Administration. After Liam, there's Noah coming up in the runner-up slot, followed by Oliver, Elijah, and James. For girls, Emma came in second, then Charlotte, Amelia, and Ava.
They've been pretty consistent for a while.
Yeah.
The names haven't changed that very much.
Susan and Brady on that list,
nope, not this time.
Next year.
Well, some developments today in the fight against COVID-19. The FDA voted to approve Pfizer's booster doses for healthy kids between the ages of 5 and 11.
The CDC still needs to give final approval, but that could come later this week.
The news comes as 7 Wisconsin counties have high COVID-19 community spread. Dane County is at the medium level, so there is lots to talk about today with UW Health Chief Quality Officer Dr. Jeff Potoff. Dr. Potoff, good to see you.
Good to see both of you.
So let's talk about boosters for kids first of all. Are boosters necessary for children?
You know, I think it's a really good idea. So that booster dose does give you some added protection against severe disease. And kids don't get severe disease as often as adults, but kids do get severe disease. And with the risk being so low with these boosters, they're really well tolerated. It's kind of a no-brainer. Likewise, it's nice to not have our kids sick. It's summertime. They're trying to play soccer, be outside. You know, why have them get sick? Why have them have long-haul symptoms? I think just get the booster and then move on with it.
And is this an important tool in the toolbox to help us all collectively try to, get through this phase of the pandemic?
Yeah, I think, what we're really trying to do is, I think we understand with these really contagious subvariants that a lot of people, even if you're boosted, if you've had COVID before, you're likely to get some symptoms, but you really want to avoid getting severe disease. And these booster shots do allow for that. They reduce the risk of severe disease. They even give you some protection against getting any symptoms at all. And that's really us doing our part to try to keep hospitals safe so that can stay open for other patients and not just the COVID patients. I think it's just a good idea.
Is it a full Pfizer dose for children, or is it a half a dose?
The Pfizer dose is a reduced dose for the 5 to 11-year-olds.
Okay. A lot of parents have been waiting for this for a long time. other parents are very nervous about getting their children vaccinated. What is your advice for parents that are weighing the options?
Yeah, I think for those that were nervous, there's a whole bunch of data now. We've immunized a whole host of kids in this 5 to 11 age group, and the side effect profile is great. We don't see bad things happening to kids who are getting immunized. We can't say the same thing for kids who are getting COVID. Most of them do okay, but some of them don't, or they have long haul symptoms or other things that are undesirable even if they don't die of the disease. So at this point, with all the data that we have, I think it's really a good decision to go out and get those kids vaccinated. It should put most parents' mind at ease.
And if they do have questions, would you recommend they talk with their primary physician?
Absolutely. Talk to their pediatrician, say, hey, I've got questions, I'm not sure, should I do this? I think they'd be well guided by talking to their physician.
We showed the map earlier about COVID spread in the state, and Dane County is at the medium level. Can you tell us what that means, and do you think we're going to be restarting the mask discussion once again?
Good question. So the CDC community level has this green, yellow, red map. At green, what that means is that cases are low enough, hospitals are doing well enough where we don't have to worry a whole lot. We can, be maskless, we can gather in groups, and that's where we were for a good number of weeks. In the yellow category, this looks at both total number of cases as well as capacity in that county's health systems to handle more cases. And at the yellow level, cases are up enough where the majority of us don't have to do a whole lot different, but those who would be high risk, immunocompromised and such, they should likely start considering wearing a mask. So that's where we are in Dane County. If we move to the red category, that means cases are so high, hospitals are busy enough where at least for a short period of time, we'd all do well to wear masks in indoor settings where it's crowded to reduce that transmission so we don't get in a situation where healthcare systems start to get overrun by COVID patients such that they can't manage both COVID patients and other patients at the same time.
Do you think that the likelihood of this being just a pattern where we do so well for a little bit, then cases spread again, we kind of go back, is this something that we'll have to keep living with?
I think we could, and I think the frequency by which we go up and down will get longer, which is nice, but as new subvariants develop to become more contagious, they likely lead to this increase in cases. Thankfully, this time we're not seeing those hospitalization numbers trend up at the same rate, but it could be for a year or two where things kind of go up and down, and maybe for a week or two we put those masks back on when we go inside and we take them back off again. I think that could happen.
Especially as we approach the fall. Right now we're all outside, and we're all going to be heading back indoors. So there'll be a lot to talk to you about, so don't go far. Good to see you, Dr. Pata. Thanks for coming out.
We'll be right back.
Hello, spring. Hello, savings. Now at the Century House. Save hundreds with a free leather upgrade. Or get $300 off stressless Mike & Max motorized recliners with a soft rocking motion that provides instant comfort. And $300 off the new 50th anniversary retro stressless Royal recliner, available with the iconic stressless original base. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Imagine never having to clean your gutters again. Andrew Larson here, and you don't have to dream about it. My team would love to show you what a new gutter shutter system can do for your home, protecting its foundation and keeping you off that ladder forever. Gutter Shutter is the strongest, most durable, high-performance gutter system on the market, and it's the best bang for your buck. Right now, get up to $1,000 off, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
Violent and destructive riots in Kenosha, the Waukesha Christmas Parade tragedy, record-high homicides in Milwaukee, from defunding our police to releasing violent felons with low or no bail. Liberal Democrats have created the worst crime wave in decades. Senator Ron Johnson is standing with our brave law enforcement officers to keep Wisconsin families safe, and he wants to keep violent criminals behind bars where they belong.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message. What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Tonight at 5, opening arguments from the trial of the man accused of killing a doctor and her husband 2 years ago. We'll have a full report. And we'll tell you about the new state-of-the-art medical center UW Health plans to build on the city's east side.
The war in Ukraine hits home for a local couple.
My family, my best friends are still there.
So they're taking action.
What we really want is to help people rebuild their lives.
Eric Franke follows their incredible journey Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
And even though tonight's going to be mainly on the quiet side, as we are getting ready to wake up and see overnights, we are tracking some showers that could make our morning commute a bit on the soggy side. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti will time out what to expect with these showers coming up at 5. Over to you guys.
All right, thank you, Julian. Tomorrow we'll recap tonight's primary elections in 5 states with the director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin.
And he'll discuss the winners and losers of those primaries and talk about the national trends in voting.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about our $99 prescription sunglasses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Are your credit card payments $500 or $600 or more on top of your vehicle payments? Chapter 7 and 13 plans start at only $275 a month. Consolidate with Chapter 13 or eliminate your debt under Chapter 7 and get your payments under control. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. At Geraci Law, we consolidate or eliminate on your phone, from your home, or old school in person. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
Meet Ron. That man is always on. And he's on it with Jardiance for type 2 diabetes. His underhand sky serve, on fire. His grilling game, on point. And his A1C, Ron is on it with the once daily pill, Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
I'm Alex Lasry, a Democrat running to beat Senator Ron Johnson.
And I'm Lauren Lasry, and this is our daughter Eleanor. I know Alex will always fight for working families.
To get more money in the pockets of working people and lower costs.
By making paid leave available and healthcare more affordable.
And I'll always be a relentless supporter of a woman's right to choose.
Especially now. Alex is exactly the kind of ally Tammy Baldwin needs in the Senate.
So I approve this message because we have to do better than having Ron Johnson as our senator.
In today's Final Touch, a man in Minneapolis is turning destruction into art right in his front yard.
He's making use of a storm-damaged tree, turning it into what he calls a living sculpture. In 2017, a storm took out this giant bur oak tree in John Higgins' front yard, so he decided to give the new life to the dead tree trunk. Soon, a 16-foot classic #2 pencil will stand in this lakefront yard. Not exactly to scale, but other than that, every detail, down to the branding, will be on this giant pencil. It's an event in sculpting it, but it's also a pencil, and a pencil needs to be sharpened. The inaugural sharpening of this pencil will be Saturday, June 4th, and they hope to make a tradition out of it, sharpening a foot down each year. Higgins hopes with each annual sharpening, the community writes its own memories with this pencil.
I love it.
It's creative.
Make it a town landmark. Thanks for your help today, Brady. I appreciate it. That'll do it for us at 4, everybody. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.